where you were at. I'm sorry.
There
There we
we go. Okay, is it sharing? Good. All right, welcome everybody. We're recording now. We are going to be talking about how to calculate the timelines in your RPA. So this past couple of months, we've been going through, we started with the listing agreement, then we went on to the purchase agreement, we got through that, and now we're gonna pretend as if you got your offer accepted, yay. And we're gonna figure out how we calculate the timelines. You know, there's several deadlines that contingencies and other things in the contract that we have to keep in mind and keep on track. And we're gonna figure out how to figure that out. So first of all, we need to look up some of the definitions of what these things even mean, right? So in the RPA section 25, they have this whole section called definitions. And lots of words are in there, but we're going to go over the ones that pertain to counting the days. All right, section A is acceptance. And that states the time the offer or final counter offer is fully executed in writing by the recipient party and is delivered to the offering party or that party's authorized agent. Okay, the authorized agent is going to be the real estate licensee. Okay, so whether that is the buyer agent or the listing agent, depending on if you're in counter offer situations, it is when it is signed by the party and delivered back to the other side. Okay, a lot of people forget that part. This really would only get tricky if, let's say, it's signed on a Friday night and it's not delivered to the other party until Sunday. Technically, the acceptance date would be Sunday instead of when it was signed. As a TC, that's a little bit harder to figure out because we are looking at the date that it was accepted and fully executed, and we don't know when it was delivered back to the agent. So if you have a question about it, you're gonna, as a TC, you would talk to your agent about when it was delivered to get the actual date. Yes, Paul? Yes.
You know, we just had this deal.
Here, we need a microphone for you, so Zoom land can hear you.
We just had this deal where one of the sellers, one of the buyers on one of my listings signed the day after we received the accepted offer. Do you remember that? Because he was in a different country. And so, remember, we just talked about it where, hey, we got this on Saturday morning, but he signed it on Sunday.
When we received it, it was already signed. The dates were just off because of the time. Yes. So we are here. We went with where when we got it delivered into your inbox. Yeah. 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 Timestamps can be funny like that. Yeah. Okay. So the vast majority of the time, it's getting signed and getting delivered on the same date because we all want to get into contract. All right. That's what acceptance means. Next, we're going to go dive in a little deeper on what delivered means. You can find this again in RPA section 25 definitions under K, and that is a copy of the document is in the possession of the authorized agent. Again, that's the real estate licensee, whether it's the buyer side or the seller side. In possession means located in the inbox of the applicable party. So it just has to be delivered. It does not have to be opened and viewed. So again, if the example is you accept the seller counteroffer, you send it back to the listing agent, you send it Friday night, they don't open it until Sunday, delivery is still Friday night. It's not when they decide to open their email, it's when it was delivered into their inbox. Questions on that? Nope, okay. Days, again, definition, section 25, J and I, we're gonna go over days and counting days. All days are calendar days, except for the EMD, which is business days. Okay, you might ask why? Well, obviously, the bank is closed on Friday or Saturday and Sunday as well. So even if they were to initiate the wire transfer, nothing can happen on those days. So they give you the business days to do that. That is the only stipulation in there that is a business day. Everything else is a calendar day. So how do we count that? Okay, counting days. Acceptance is day 0. So if it's delivered into your inbox on a Friday, that is day 0. Day 1 is the first day after acceptance. So that would be Saturday is day 1. It includes weekends and holidays. If a deadline falls on a weekend or a holiday, it is pushed to the following non-weekend or holiday. So if a contingency date falls on a Saturday, it is pushed to Monday. If Monday happens to be a holiday as well, it's going to be pushed to Tuesday. Okay, so you count the weekends when you're counting them, but if it falls on the deadline, it is pushed forward, not backwards. All right. Okay, we are going to do some examples of this and plot it out on a calendar. So for examples 1 and 2, we're going to state that our closing date is 30 days for both of these examples. And you're going to open your contract and you're going to look at it and you're going to see section 3B, close of escrow. We have right here written that it's 30 days after acceptance. Okay, section 3B, close of escrow, 30 days. So if you want to jot that down or keep that in your mind, just remember that for both examples, 30 days is what we have. What happened to my picture? Oh no, that's weird. Huh. Okay, well, anyway, this is supposed to be a picture of the RPA, sections 3L, 1 through 9 and 3N. Vince, do you have any idea what happened?
Maybe click forward one more slide. No?
No, let me see if they
Oh, yeah, it didn't get saved in there. Was it a GIF?
It was a I don't know, a photo. Okay, all right.
You want me to pull it up on
No, we'll just skip it. Okay, this is the section of the RPA where all the contingencies are and where the delivery of how long the seller has to deliver you the disclosures. Okay, so for this first example, I did not change anything. So it's the standards 17 days and 7 days for the seller to give you their information. Okay, so example 1, we have acceptance. We're going to pretend that acceptance is today, so 5/22/25. Our EMD is the standard 3 days. Our seller disclosures are the standard 7 days. Investigation of property is 17 days. Review of documents is also 17 days. Appraisal, 17 days, loan, 17 days, and close of escrow, 30 days. Okay, again, these are the standards that come in the contract. We're going to go easy. We're going to figure out how to plot this on our calendar. All right, May 22nd, I have a star. That is acceptance day. Remember, that is day 0. Okay, so day 1 is going to be tomorrow. And we have 3 days. The first thing is for 3 days for the EMD to get in. And remember, EMD is business days. So 1 is right here on the 23rd. And then we have the weekend. And then, does anybody know what the 26th is this month? Memorial Day. So that actually will not count as well. So we're going to go number 2 is 27 and number 3 is 28.
Perfect example.
I know, it just happened to fall right here. Okay, so there we go. EMD is due on 5/28. All right, next up is the seller disclosures. The standard is the 7 days, so we're going to count again. Remember, this is 0, so we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, due on the 29th. All right, next up is our inspection of the property. Inspection, investigation, they get intermingled. So if I say either one, that's what it means. This is access to the property. This is getting all your inspections done and deciding if you're going to do a request for repairs and agreement and all of that. Okay, that's 17 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Well, that's a Sunday, so we're gonna pop it forward to the 9th. Okay, now review of the documents. So that's a separate contingency. The buyer has time to review all the disclosures, the NHD, any legally liened items, information. They have 17 days to review all of that as well. The appraisal and the loan are both due on 17 days as well. We're not going to recount it because we already know that fell on a Sunday and it's popped forward to the 9th. So those are all due on that same day. And lastly, we have the close of escrow is 30 days. So let's see where that lands us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, it's a Saturday. So technically we have to go forward, which would be the 23rd. Now you're gonna see this timeline and you're gonna go, oh, we might be able to close sooner. You can do an addendum, if all parties agree, you can plan to close sooner. Okay, that is example 1. Any questions on how we counted that? Yep.
Great example, it totally actually.
I know, I was like, wow, I thought, oh, the first one I'll do easy, I'll do the standard form and I'll just do it from today's date, because we're doing it, and it ended up being perfect how to push it forward and whatnot. All right, oh, dang, I'm so mad, that didn't work. Okay, again, it was supposed to be 3L and 3N, showing the contingency days where I changed them. So in this example, our acceptance date was 5/19. The EMD is 3 days. The seller disclosures are 7 days. We shortened the investigation of property to 10 days. We still left 17 days for the seller to review the documents. Our appraisal was 17 days, and then we extended the loan to 21 days. And the close of escrow again is still 30.
You know, Jessica, after the fact, after this video gets uploaded and everything, I can actually put those pages in if you give me those photos.
Okay,
And I'll just
perfect.
put in like 5 seconds worth of that. document on
Awesome.
there.
Thank you. Okay, so here's our calendar again. I marked the 19th. That was our acceptance date. EMD, 3 business days. This one's going to be simple because there's no weekend holiday. 1, 2, 3. On the 22nd. All right, disclosures, 7 days. Again, this is day 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 26th. We have 10 days for our investigation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I feel like I'm teaching kindergarten.
Okay, I can understand.
Well, we need Jessica. Thanks, Jake.
All right, now we have the review of documents and the appraisal are both due in 17 days. So we'll count that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, on the 5th. Now our loan was extended to 21. So since we know this is actually 17 and I didn't have to pop it forward, I'm just going to count from here. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. June 9th is our loan. And then 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And there we have it. Okay, I wish that my other slides came through because then I can show you again on the RPA where you can adjust the dates, but it's in other classes as well. There are other things to adjust. You can ask for the review of the disclosures sooner. Let's say you shortened your inspection period and your review of documents as well to 10 days, where you're gonna want those seller disclosures sooner. So you would ask for those to be sooner in the RPA as well. There's other things like review of leased and lien documents, HOA docs, and prelim. So all those are negotiable in the days. Yes, Nicole?
We still need document, that's like solar, right?
Yes. Solar, so getting that information, she asked if leased or leaned items included was like solar. Yes, that is. Or there's things like some water softener systems are leased or propane tanks, stuff like that. And that's getting that information and then also reviewing that information. Okay, today was a shorter class. I just really wanted to dive in on how to get those timelines figured out, how to count it, what the definitions were of acceptance and delivery. And then next week, we're gonna go over continuing more as if we are now in escrow and what comes next. Okay, any other questions about timelines and counting? 1, 2. Yes, Paul.
I don't know if you want to talk about it, but. Demand to close. What's the other one?
Notice to perform and demand to close. Yeah, those are the same types of counting. Yes, so it counts from when it's delivered into your inbox. Is day 0. The day 1 will be obviously the next day. If, let's say, you get it delivered into your inbox Friday afternoon and it's a notice to perform and you have 2 days. Day 1 is Saturday, day 2 is Sunday. But since you can't perform on that Sunday, you have all day Monday to perform, and then they can cancel on you on Tuesday.
Same thing for holiday.
Yes. Nicole?
I'm sorry if I've already said this, but, so like, let's say that it's like 4th of July or something, and it's like in the middle of the week or
Mhm.
something. Would that make it like a weekend where you'd have to move it? to
Yes.
Wednesday? So like federal.
Yes. Yeah. And another thing, if you don't know if it's a federal holiday, I usually go off of when your county is closed and nothing can be recorded, or when your escrow company is closed and they can't do anything. Because there's somewhere, some counties close and don't, and some escrow places are open and some aren't. It would really be local. All right, any other questions, comments?
I have a comment, Jessica.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Myron.
Thank you. This should be very rare, but I had an experience that you obviously helped me with. But if you have a buyer and your seller's agent is trying to compress your timelines, your days. In other words, they're trying to force you to get a 10 days for your inspections and 10 days for everything else, and shorten your it could be a red flag. In my case it was, but I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, so be aware of that.
Or you recall the situation, so anyway.
Yeah, great point.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else?
That's all you up there.
I know, lovely. Okay, well, thank you all for joining me for our nice short class this time, and I will see you next week.
Thank you.